Hello, and welcome to this week's Letter to Past Self, where I'm going to talk about the ethical research that I have done. So, for what I've been doing, I did a general analysis on what people have been using and techniques that they've done, and a lot of this has been relating back to Candy Crush on strategies of creating monetization through gameplay. I found that there's different types of models that people use. One of them being a freemium model, and one of them being a premium model. Uh, Giving a quick list of the different things that I found. Some of them are freemium apps where it's game designs to have monetization in the game, applying lessons of behavioral psychology. The first thing they do is set up virtual currency. It's not real money that they're spending in the game, but it gets a lot of it. And if you have but if it gets a lot of it to have, there's no real set price on it, and the conversion rate is really confusing. Otherwise, there's other things like in-app purchases and being premium. Candy Crush uses a freemium model in which case they use in-app purchases where you can buy hard currency to buy items in the game to make the game easier, as well as they create pain points. Even though the game is free to download, but to actually beat it in a quick succession, you'll have to be spending money in the game to buy the in-app purchases. They create these pain points which encourages the user to spend money on the game to get past those points so they feel rewarded. It's a fake sense of actually achieving something even though you just spent millions of dollars. And how they encourage this behavior is by using positive reinforcement. It's where they it's where the player performs an action and they get rewarded with either a particle effect or a sound. Some of this being like sweet and great job being referring to their theming and stuff, as well as the deepness of the sound. For some reason, as humans, we react quite positively to these kinds of things. The goal is to trying to induce the player to keep playing the game by using this tactic. They're making it so that they want the player to come back because they get compliments from playing the game. The other thing that they do is making the player wait. They give positive reinforcement so that they make you want to buy the object, but then they say, hey, you can't go any further. You can only look. You can't go any further. What they're doing is that they make the player wait before they can actually even play the game. They're just basically staring at it, like I said before in my example. It's like going to a zoo, but you can only enter the gates. You can only see the gate. You can see everything in the zoo there, but you can only see it. You can't interact with it. You can barely get a good look of it. That's all you can see. There's different ways that they enforce this. Candy Crush uses limited lives to restrict the number of times you can play. To get more lives, you need to be spending money in the game, and the more addicting the game is, the more likely people are going to spend money on it. As found out from my mom, my aunt actually plays this game a lot and has spent thousands of dollars into Candy Crush. And I sent her the thing, and she was shocked by the amount of different tactics that they use to convince her to do it. Sadly, she still plays the game. Other things that they use is designing for convenience. Most people don't give their full attention while playing a mobile game because it's just something to distract them while they're going from one place to another. It's an easy way to just pull it up. So if it's something that's convenient for the player to play, they're more likely to continue playing it and be more result. It becomes more natural flowing into their daily lives. They find that the best solution to design a game is to play one with one handed. Candy Crush allows you to swipe candies with just your thumb, so you can be on the bus or the train and just look at your phone and glance over and swipe left, up, right, down, and figure out ways to do this. Other things that they do is influence subconscious and connect emotionally. They use bright colors, animated treats in the Candy Crush to engage people emotionally. What they're doing is we are associating a positive memory from like sweets, those bright colors that we used to look at as a kid to make us keep playing because in our subconscious we get reminded that this was a happier time. So therefore, Candy Crush is a happier time. Relating this all back to ethics, it is saying we are. Best way I describe it is that Candy Crush is enforcing kind of money slaves, and I think the best term that they use it in industry is whales, where they are forcing the player to be excited about something where they have to be actively spending money to get the full enjoyment of it. I don't think this game is very ethical. I've never had. I've always hated it when I was a child and I would play these games. And I would always get really frustrated because I just wanted to play the game and I couldn't because I had to be behind a paywall. When I was 13 or 14 and Candy Crush came out, I would have actively spent money on it because I would get $20 on iTunes and I would spend money. Nowadays, I'm a lot smarter in doing this. I don't think this is very ethical because they're tricking the player to spend money instead of making it an investment into the game other than emotionally manipulating them in every aspect. They do designing equipment, they make them they force them to not play the game, and then they use a bunch of subliminal messaging to, well, they use a bunch of like subconscious trickery to make the player keep playing the game. What I would be using from learning about Candy Crush into my game, I would be using kind of similar strategies, but in a completely different ways. I would love to use designing for convenience because I do know that even when I play mobile games, I don't give my full attention. I just like looking at the pretty pictures and just pressing buttons. It's the reason why some of my favorite app games at the moment is like Turbo, oh boy, Joypack Joyride and Magikarp Jump. These games are just things that I just use my thumb. I just press and everything's in my thumb range. And this is what I want to do. I want to design every single button to be around this particular aspects. Other things that I would want to be doing is doing positive reinforcement in a different sense. The thing about my game is I want my game to be premium, in which case you have to spend money. You have to buy a set price for the game, and then you'll have everything in the game unlocked. You just have to play it, and this is all you have to do. And the reason is that I don't like freemium models. I just think I feel that it's dirty money, and I don't particularly like these things. But I can still use their strategies in a different way, so people can be enticed to playing the game by looking at trailers and all these kinds of stuff and hearing what other people say of the game. I want my game to be one where one person says something amazing about it instead of, oh, I don't like playing this game because I have to pay money to play it. I want it to be like, oh, I have to pay money to play this game, but only once. I only have to pay $5 and I have the entire game for myself. And this is what I want to design it for. the This is the reason why I'm using these strategies. And relating my game back to ethics is I want my game to be super ethical for these reasons alone. I don't like it how it does. I understand that we need to be making money. I get that, but there's ways of making money without putting someone in bankruptcy. Also, yes. Thank you for listening to this letter to past self. I will talk to you guys next week. We have a different topic. And goodbye.